Hi, good morning. Passage number 101. This is 120 speed, dictation and correction. We are already writing online written test exams. So we are starting skill test exams every day, dictation plus correction. There will be more beneficial to you when you take a dictation, transcribe it and go for a correction. This is Raman Babu, Raman Babu Steno Institute from Andhra Pradesh, Guntur. Sir Kailash Chandra magazine, passage number 101 at the rate of 120 word speed. Please start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, there is no dispute in respect of the question that the working journalists had been suffering for long and that they need legal protection in their profession. As they were suffering, government appointed the Press Commission, and as a result of the recommendations of the Press Commission, we are here discussing this bill today to safeguard their interest. Now our aim is to protect them from their employers. This bill gives them protection under the Industrial Disputes Act, as the operation for so many years of this act was in the hands of the Labor Department or the Labor Ministry. That department and that ministry are fully aware how it should be operated, as there have been lot of difficulties and lot of differences of opinion between one court in one state and the other court in the other state in regard to one item and one interpretation. The interpretation is required to be incorporated in this bill as to what is meant by a workman. The Industrial Disputes Act has given the definition of the term workman, but it has been interpreted by different courts in different states in different ways. Now again we are dealing with two parties, and one party is the employer. In the definition of the employer also, we do not find if we can properly put the directors or the managers as the employers. Now this bill has tried to exclude certain staff and certain people doing certain jobs. Sir, the intention of this measure is to safeguard the interest of the working journalists by bringing them under the purview of the Industrial Disputes Act, by which they will be provided with a certain machinery where they can go for the redress of their grievances. Sir, we must make sure that working journalists may not be defined as employers instead of as workmen. If, as we say here, an employer is one who is employed in a managerial or administrative capacity, there is bound to be difficulty. I will, I will I will cite an example. Now, a working journalist might get two typists in his office and he may have three peons. He may be actually a supervisor acting on behalf of the manager also. Now he is performing two jobs. He himself is working and he is also performing the work entrusted to him by the manager or the managing director. Dictation over. Go for the transcription and follows the correction. Correct it properly. If the speed, if you think, then make a video pause, then correct it properly. Then see how many mistakes you are doing. If more mistakes are there, I'm already recorded one more video that is at the rate of 100 words and 80 words in the same passage. So come down to the next speed, then practice that. Don't hurry to the 120 speeds, 100 speeds like that. When your speed is less, come down. When the speed is good, then mistakes are very less. Then go for the 120 speed. Take dictation, transcribe, correction follows here, correct it. Then, if you need, then practice 4 to 5 times the same passage. It will be more beneficial to you, and also inform to your friends so that they also can benefit. Make a habit of writing online written test exams, and also on the same day steno skill tests, dictation plus corrections follows here. If you like, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye. Correction follows. When you are correcting, at the end you have to make the columns how many mistakes you are doing and in which department you are doing those mistakes. That is more important to every student. Then only you can reduce the mistakes. The columns are full stops, commas, capital letters, hyphen, wrong transcriptions, typing errors, etc. So the transcription, the correction follows. Please start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, comma, there is no dispute in regard to the question that the working journalists, spelling JOURNALISTS, had been suffering for long and that they need legal protection in their profession. Stop. As they were suffering, comma, government, G capital, appointed the press commission, PC capitals, and as a result of the recommendations of the press commission, PC capital, we are here discussing this bill today to safeguard their interest. Stop. Now our aim is to protect them from their employers. Stop. This bill gives them protection under the Industrial Disputes Act, IDA, all caps. Stop. As the operation for so many years of this act was in the hands of the Labor Department, LD capitals, or the Labor Ministry, LM capital, comma, that department and that ministry, M capital, are fully aware how it should be operated, as there have been lot of difficulties and lot of differences of opinion spelling OPINION, between one court in one state and the other court in the other state, S capital, in regard to one item and one interpretation. Stop. Interpretation spelling INTERPRETATION. The interpretation is required to be incorporated in this bill, comma, as to what is meant by a, within quotation, workman. Stop. The Industrial Disputes Act, IDA caps, has given the definition of the term workman within inverted commas, but it has been interpreted by different courts in different states, S capital, in different ways. Stop. Now again, comma, we are dealing with two parties, TWO, comma, and one party is the employer. Stop. In the definition, spelling DEFINITION, of the employer also, comma, we do not find if we can properly put the directors or the managers as the employers. Stop. Now, comma, this bill, B capital, has tried to exclude certain staff and certain people doing certain jobs. Stop. Sir, the intention of this measure is to safeguard the interests of the working journalists by bringing them under the purview of the Industrial Disputes Act, all caps, by which they will be provided with a certain machinery, spelling MACHINERY, where they can go for the redress of their grievances, spelling GRIEVANCES. Stop. Sir, we must make sure that working journalists may not be defined DEFINED as employers instead of as workmen. Stop. If, as we say here, an employer is one who is employed in a managerial, spelling MANAGERIAL, or administrative capacity, there is bound to be difficulty. Stop. I will cite an example. Stop. Now, a working journalist might get 2 typists in his office and he may have 3 peons. Stop. He may be actually a supervisor acting on behalf of the manager also. Stop. Now, he is performing 2 jobs, he himself is working and he is also performing the work entrusted to him by the manager or the managing director. Over. Please inform to your friends and also please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.